Lawrence Shapiro provides a list of dynamicist theorists who question and/or reject representation as an important element in human cognition. He then quotes a robot builder called Brooks, who even more forcefully rejects representations. Brooks's article, Intelligence Without Representation, claims that, quote, representation is the wrong unit of abstraction in building the bulkiest parts of intelligent systems, and there need be no explicit representation of either the world or the intentions of the system to generate intelligent behaviors for a creature, end quote. These anti-representational views represent a very serious challenge to standard cognitive science, since the computational theory of mind depends on representation. But how can representations be defined? Shapiro says that, at its most basic, a representation is a stand-in for something else. For example, a map stands in for the terrain it represents, or a photograph or painting of Niagara Falls stands in for the real thing. However, this is true only if the stand-ins are actually used as representations by something or someone. So, for example, the color of a person's skin can stand for the amount of time that person has spent in the sun. But their skin color would not be a representation unless someone were to use it to determine whether and for how long they'd been soaking up the sun. But there's a philosophical problem with this view of representation. On the one hand, it's fairly clear how maps and photographs can be taken to represent things. Convention plays a big role in this. For example, on maps, the color blue stands for water, red for roads, green for forest, brown for desert, and so on. On the other hand, it's far less obvious how brain states can be said to represent things. For example, how does the visual state you're in when you see a red Corvette represent it? Clearly not by conventional stipulation, but by some other process. So, are there representations in the What Governor? Van Gelder says no, because there's nothing in the system that's using representations. It's true that the height of the flyballs is correlated with the speed of the flywheel and the size of the throttle valve's opening, but nothing in the system takes advantage of this correlation. Consequently, the angle of flyball arm no more represents flywheel speed than color of my skin represents my amount of sun time if no one is interested in using it to answer this question.